Do you know what's better than an epic anime fight? An epic anime fight with passion for passion. And hentai fights, if you know what I mean. Wink wink. But we are a Christian channel who fear the wrath of the demonetization gods, so we don't do that filth over here. Instead, Otaku Sensei will be recommending the top 10 anime where the main character goes berserk when his friend/lover gets hurt. So sit tight as we walk you through the ranks, but first, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stick to the end of the video because like you, we need to eat too. We kickstart the list with UQ Holder. Tota Konoe is an ordinary boy raised in a small rural town. His mundane life suddenly changes when his mentor, Catherine McDowell, a gothic lolly, who reveals herself as a vampire, causes Tota to become an immortal as well after saving him from a mortal wound. Already yearning to explore the world, young Tota finally puts his dream to ascend the top of a tower that leads to outer space into realization. Along the way, he finds a secret society filled with immortals just like him called UQ Holders. Worth to mention, although UQ Holder is the sequel of Mahou Sensei Negima, you don't need to watch it to understand this show. It's like the Fate series, all you need to know is to watch the good one. Fate Zero. Up next is a 2016 anime, Seisen Cerberus, Ryukoku no Fatalitas, or simply Cerberus. Whether you search a list about rage anime moments or badass moments in general, you are bound to see a thumbnail from this show. This thumbnail treasure trove follows Hiro, who lost his parents in what is known as Balboa tragedies. However, luckily for him, he gets saved and raised by the swordsman Giru, a big tall piece of muscle, and under him, Hiro learns swordsmanship with the sole purpose of seeking revenge from the evil dragon Daganzord, whose only meaning of existence is to devour and destroy all life. Now, don't know about you, but to be honest, Daganzord sounds like a dragon just trying to be edgy.
毛皮の下に隠れた人間の顔も我が輩は嫌いじゃないぞ。
お前、俺の顔が人間の顔がわかるのか?
In 8th place, Zerokara Hajimeru Mahou no Sho, aka Grimoire of Zero. The plot follows the light-hearted witch Zero, who enlists a beast fallen who she refers to as mercenary, to act as her protector. Beast fallen is cursed humans born with the appearance and strength of an animal. Their physical prowess and bestial nature causes them to be feared and shunned by both humans and witches. However, despite the enmity between the races, our silver tiger boy travels with Zero and a young magician on their search for the Grimoire of Zero, a powerful spellbook that could be extremely dangerous in the wrong hands. Now, on why you should watch it. The answer is easy. Good fights, sweet wholesome moments, nice magic effects, mix it up with the oversized humanoid tiger kicking ass, and there is no reason not to have it on your watch list. Staying on the fantasy note, we have Sosei no Onmyoji, aka Twin Star Exorcist. Benio Adashino is a prodigy exorcist who is recognized for her strength and is summoned to Tokyo by the Exorcist Union. Huh? Even exorcists have unions now? Oh well. On her way, she plummets into the arms of Rokuro and Mado, a young exorcist with a troubled past. When these two exorcists witness a couple of children stolen by a monster, Benio rushes to save them, dragging Rokuro along with her into Magano, which is a parallel realm filled with monsters known as 𝐒ဃɪ, a place where exorcists deal with them because nothing beats having the first date in a parallel realm filled with monsters. While engaged in a fight, Benio gets overwhelmed and on the verge of being defeated, but Rokuro, like a boss, swoops in, saves the girl, and saves the day. P.S. Twin Star Exorcist Opening 3 is a piece of art. Do not, and I repeat, do not skip it. Do give it a watch.
あなたは助けてと求めました。
ありがとう。
私はレイシアです。
僕は遠藤新。
Number 6, Beatless. With great advancements in technology, mankind has created HIEs. Perfect save. HIEs are human-like robots that act as public and personal servants for society. Unlike many others, the kind-hearted high school student Aruto Endo treats HIEs as equals, but his financial situation keeps him from ever owning one. However, it all changes when he's viciously assaulted by a hacked HIE. Aruto, on the verge of death, gets saved by an abnormal HIE carrying a weaponized coffin. Yep, you heard right. A coffin that is a weapon. And the one wielding such weapon is Leccia. Anyway, faced with a hacked car threatening to run them over, Leccia offers Aruto a deal. In exchange for saving his life, he must register as her new owner. With little choice, he decides to trust this artificial girl and allows her to live in his home. Beatless is a nice show with a nice title and concept. If you don't watch it for the plot, then watch it for the hot chicks with nice character design.
大丈夫？涙。どうしたの？怪我してるの？
Children of Whales is up. Main character Chakuro lives in an ancient town where the majority of its inhabitants are said to be marked, a double-edged trait that grants them supernatural abilities at the cost of an untimely death. Basically, they're normal humans like us who don't know when they'll die, but with superpowers. Anyways, Chakuro is the village archivist who is young and curious. He spends his time documenting the discovery of newfound islands, and to his luck, for the first time in 6 months, another island crosses the horizon. So Chakuro and his friends join the scouting group. During the expedition, they find vestiges of an archaic civilization, and inside one of its crumbling remains, Chakuro discovers a girl who will change his destiny and the world inside the mud whale, a world covered by an endless sea of sand. And since we're talking about the Golden Shores, here's a question for you, the awesome viewer who is still watching this. Is sand called sand because it's between sea and land? It was brought up to my attention recently, and feel free to answer in the comments. Please humor me a sec while I give this big-ass Japanese title a read. In 4th place, Shumatsu nani shitemasu ka, isogashi desu ka, sakute morate li desu ka. Or, in its English version, WorldEnd, what do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Yeah, I remember back when this show aired in 2017, and there was a lot of fuss on how long and ridiculous the title was. WorldEnd's story follows 𝐿ᴏ, who leaves his loved ones behind and sets out to battle a mysterious monster. However, after winning, he gets frozen in ice. Fast forward 500 years, 𝐿ᴏ wakes up to find himself the sole survivor of mankind. Together with the other surviving races, 𝐿ᴏ takes refuge on the floating islands in the sky, living in fear of the beasts below. One day, he is tasked with being a weapons storehouse caretaker. 𝐿ᴏ accepts, but soon realizes that these weapons are a group of young leprechauns, who have no regard for their own lives, identifying themselves as mere weapons of war. However, 𝐿ᴏ begs to differ and becomes something of a father figure for the young leprechauns, watching over them fondly and supporting them in any way he can. Number 3 goes to the rated R show Devil's Line. From seemingly the mind of a female teenager, but in actuality is from the mind of a creative author, Ryo Hanada, comes the story of vampires who walk among society. They do not require blood to survive, but extreme emotions can immensely increase their bloodlust, turning them into uncontrollable monsters. Tsukasa Taira, a 22-year-old university student, learns of the existence of vampires when her longtime friend reveals himself to be one of them after a tense confrontation with Yuki Anzai, a human and vampire hybrid. Tsukasa soon finds herself drawn to Anzai. However, this unconventional romance may prove too difficult to maintain, as Anzai struggles to contain the part of him that wishes to devour Tsukasa. Now, I know we are recommending you anime to watch, but why not maybe for this case you give the manga a try? There's 3 words I never thought I would say. Read the manga.
なんだ。
シュウ、お願い。私を使って。
Also R-rated and happens to be a personal favorite of mine, Guilty Crown. Your list is not complete without having this title on it. Guilty Crown's events happen in Japan, 2039, 10 years after the outbreak of the apocalypse virus, an event that was solemnly regarded as Lost Christmas. GHQ, an independent military force dedicated to restoring order, now rules Japan. However, Funeral Parlor, a guerrilla group led by the infamous guy Tsutsugami, acts as freedom fighters offering the only resistance to GHQ's cruel despotism. And our weak and unsociable main man, Shu Oma, gets dragged into the middle of all that after running into Inori Yutsuria, a key member of Funeral Parlor and a high-tier waifu. The encounter results in Shu obtaining the Power of Kings, an ability which allows the wielder to draw out the manifestations of an individual's personality, or voids. Like I said earlier, this is a personal favorite of mine. If you're familiar with the title, then you probably heard some mixed feelings about the show, but don't let bad takes discourage you from picking it up yourself. The show has a very nice concept, art style, as well as an original soundtrack that is highly recommended to have in your music collection. P.S. The show has a good dub. And at first place, the anime that will never get a sequel, Hataraku Mao-sama, aka The Devil is a Part-Timer. Like Guilty Crown, this is also a personal favorite and has a good dub. For those of you living under a rock and have never heard of it yet, Devil is a Part-Timer revolves around the demon lord Satan, who makes a swift retreat through a dimensional portal after his efforts of conquering the land of 𝐴nta gets foiled by the hero Emilia. Satan, along with his loyal General Azil, land in the human world, where he finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and vows to return to complete his subjugation of 𝐴nta. That is, if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan assumes the guise of a human named Sadao Mao and begins working at the local fast food restaurant McDonald's, which is totally not McDonald's. Now, although this is a comedy slice of life show, Devil is a Part-Timer has one of the best transformation and rage moments I've ever seen. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the list, and as you see, we try to be funny sometimes, so if you did enjoy it, then please like the video, it motivates us to be better. Also, I would like to think that I don't need to mention subscribing and turn notifications on, but sadly, I do. So here it is. Subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys in the next one.